Anyway, so throw those 3 colors down, throw some black over it, pull it off, and there you'll have your cliffs. And I also want to put down...
Yeah, well, sir, I'd tip my hat to you if I had one on.
Well, thank you. Alright. We need some sky. So, I'm going to throw some blue down there for the sky. And just a little bit of light blue because skies are not just one color. Now, we got that. Now we throw black down here. And I have to pull it down a little closer because that wind's picking up now. So it's spraying that black away. Alright, once you get that down, what am I going to use? I'll use this. So, take your paper, and I'm going to use paper, not plastic or anything. Take your paper, lay it down where you can envision these cliffs, and then pull it up. You may have to dab it a little bit to get that cliff looking the way you want. And then you just do it the same any place where you see a cliff going. So you just lay that down, pull it back up, dab wherever you may need a little extra paint off. Alright, there's your cliffs, and here, let me get that little bit sharper edge. Here. They actually look pretty good, don't they? I've actually been practicing cliffs. I did probably half a dozen of these things working with cliffs just so I could get the practice in. Now, that color is all the way in the back here too. So what I'm going to do is I don't want all of it showing through. I just want a little bit here and there because we're going to do something else with that. Alright, so just a little bit there. So there's that. Now, and this is another one, a newer one that I just recently picked up. We're going to take that. Is that actually... Is that a glossy side? Oh, I think that one actually has a glossy side. So I think we'll hold off on that and we will find something else. I don't want to waste it if I don't have to. So, I don't see... Is that it? Ah, okay, found it. So this is what we're going to do. This is a different way of doing a waterfall that I just recently picked up from watching a training video from Amethyst Vasquez. Vasquez? I think Vasquez is how you pronounce the last name, but she's a really good artist. And if you like this kind of stuff, she's one you should go and check out and subscribe to. But just like you do stars in the space ones, you're going to spray right along here, let the overspray hit, and we do this. We go boink. Move over a little bit, do the same thing again. Make sure you swipe off that paint because it will puddle and it'll start pooling and dripping down, and then you're going to get those big white globs that you don't want. And also be careful where you scrape it at because sometimes you'll pick off paint from your table if you've used it for a while, and then you'll get dark flecks all over your painting that you might not want on there. So, squirty, squirty, squirty. And you just do that again anywhere you think you may see some of your waterfall coming down off these cliffs. And then you just go in, make sure you scrape off. That's one of my big things is I'll do this and forget, and then all of a sudden I get big globs just everywhere. Make sure you shake your paint too every few spurts. to keep it going. Make sure it's not thinning out. Anyway, so you just go through, scrape, go through, and hold your straight edge, whatever you're using, hold it just a little bit above that painting so that it's not sitting right on the painting and hopefully not leaving streaks or pulling the paint off and leaving like white marks where it shouldn't be. Oh, like I said, there's that white paint that dripped off because I didn't scrape it fast enough. The paint was starting to thin out. So, shake, shake, shake. Alright, so there's one way to do it, and for like a mid-size waterfall it isn't too bad, but like I said, you really do got to be careful or you'll end up with all these globs of paint. I've already got a couple of globs on there I didn't mean to do, but we'll see about fixing those in a minute. Alright, there's another glob, so I guess I'll stop and try to fix them now. Take straight edge, scrape it down, thin it out some, and then go back over it. Excuse me. And toot, 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 toot. And toot, 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 toot. And toot, 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 toot. This paint is super thin tonight. I can't get more than 2 or 3 sprays out of it before it starts thinning and dripping everywhere. Yeah, maybe if I flip it around and try using the other side for a few minutes, see what that does. Still drifts pretty bad. Alright, well, there's that. So I will stop with that for right this second. Mainly because standing like that's killing my back. And since we want something so we're going to do this, and over here on this side. Alright, so there's where it's going to, and black. Alright, and since it's hitting something down here, overspray, because waterfalls mist. So we want that waterfall to be misting. Now, sometimes there's no mistakes, there's happy little accidents, and sometimes this actually looks like that waterfall is really hitting something hard and just splashing off. And that's okay. You make it any way you want to make it. If you think that looks good and you're satisfied with it, that's great. If not, then go through and fix it. flip it over this way because we want this one to be really misty. Oh yeah. Yeah, I like that. See? Happy little accidents. There are no mistakes, it's happy little accidents. So that looks pretty good. And then what I'm going to do is this right here is going to be the bike cap. Okay. And add a little flat in there. Put that off to the side. And since we're reflecting a bit of the sky as well, I'm going to add a little blue in there. And then a little bit more white in there. And we're going to go shaloop, 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 shaloop. And if it looks like a muddy puddle, just go back through, add a little white, let it dry for a second, and then shaloop it again. And then, for a final step, if none of that works, and here's my problem, you're going to see right here. I like to keep going, even when it's like, that's good enough, stop. I want to keep going. So I'm going to keep going. So we're going to just take a straight edge, and that's off of a scrap piece of poster board I have. Add a little white paint on there. And we're going to just add a couple of white streaks in our water, where it's actually, you know, like hitting rocks and the, yeah, that thing. I'm sorry, my brain sometimes just decides to go on vacation, and I can't think of what I'm trying to say. And I know exactly what it is, and I know the word and everything, and my brain just won't let me bring it out. So, trying to figure out, there was some loud noise over there. I was like, what is that? This is a dog. Dog playing around with his water bowl. Anyhow, eddies, currents. Yeah, that's what it is. Sure, right. Yeah, Jim. Anyway, so yeah, the eddies and currents. And now, of course, if I don't do this, she's going to get mad. Not that I really care, but hey, you know, she may actually see this someday. So, we are going to add in a couple of trees and some greenery. Now to do that, I'm going to mix colors. I'm not going to just put straight green. I want it to look real. So, how do you make green? Yellow and blue make green. So we're going to throw some yellow down. We're going to throw some of that light blue I was using earlier. And for highlight, I'm going to add some white at the top. And then we're going to take one of our homemade paintbrushes. And this is just, I took some, actually some generic paper towels, the Walmart brand, and ripped it up so that we have this little thing here that we can dip in the paint. So you start out, you hit the bottom for the darker color, roll it through for the middle, and then just a little bit of the highlight on top. And this is what you get when you do something like that. So we get some blue on the bottom, put some yellow in there, add a little bit of white on the top, and then you go dab, 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 dab. Oh, I'm sorry. I was dabbing a little too much, I think. Anyway, so you dab up here. And now you look, you got some shrubbery up there. Bushes, maybe possibly even a tree. Then we're going to add in a little bit of shrubbery down here on the bottom. I think I need a little more yellow on there. My blue's overwhelming it. So, add a little more yellow in with the blue. Alright. Yellow and blue. Make a mess. Oh, anyway. So, then dabby dabby dabby. Dab 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 dab. Doot doot. And then see if I can actually get a couple of these to actually work out right. And remember, whatever color is your choice. You don't have to go with the perfect green, you know, dark, rich emerald green. You can go with bluish green. Why not? Purplish green. Who cares? It's your colors. You do what you want with them. You do what you want, where you want, when you want. So, you do what you want, when you want, where you want. As long as it makes you happy, makes you look good, do it. Excuse me. My throat's going because I've been talking for 16 minutes. So, typical. Typical for me anyway. Alright, let's see. It looks alright. I think, though, there's one other thing I want to do. Remember I said I like to overdo it? Well, here we go. See if I can overdo it. Put a little bit of a rock in there. Rocking and rolling. Alright. Oh, excuse me. My throat hurts. Is that right? That's right. Okay. Found what I was looking for. Found the other thing I was looking for. So, since this is a rock, and rocks are going to have a little bit of a misty effect to them, we're going to add just a little bit of a misty effect to it. Flip that over. Rocky, rocky. Misty effect, misty effect. Alright. And then, just down at the bottom, a little bit of a misty effect where it's falling off the page. There. So, now that we've done all that to it, and saw what damage we can do, we are going to call it good enough. I don't really want to call it good enough, but, you know, we are going to actually not call it good enough. Because there's one other thing I want to do. Ah! I'm stuck. And that's not what I was looking for. There it is. Okay. Had me scared there for a minute. Couldn't find what I was looking for. Now we have a bluish sky. I'm going to add in sun. And just a little bit of a yellowish glow. There. Alright. I've just lost 2 caps. That tells me it's time to quit. It's almost 20 minutes, so I've done a pretty good long video. I hope these last few videos of me actually doing spray paint art and not the other stuff makes up for all the stuff that I put out earlier. And thank you for watching. Thank you for joining in. If you have any ideas for something you might like to see, say a color planet, you know, you want me to do a green and blue planet or an orange and pink one or whatever, you can leave it in the comments. I do try to check all my comments and respond to them as best I can. If you've left a comment and I haven't responded, I'm sorry, I must have missed it, but I do try to respond to all the comments. But let me know. Tell me what color planet you want to see next. Or, you know, I want to see a green meadow with a river running through it. Whatever. And we'll see if we can do that. And, I mean, I'll do the best I can. But you're learning with me, hopefully. I'm still learning. I'm still practicing and trying new stuff to see how it works. Refining my technique. So, help me do that. Alright, it's almost 21 minutes now. It is 21 minutes now. So, I'm going to let you go. Thank you. As I've said before, like, share, subscribe. If you're going to do this on your own, make sure you use proper protection, such as gloves, a breathing mask of some type. Do it outside in a well-ventilated area if you're not going to use a breathing mask, and always stay safe. So, like, share, subscribe. Tell your friends. We'll talk to you later.